So one of the biggest mistakes I see organizations make when it comes to their internal user experience is how they procure software. Too often, companies buy platforms that are completely unfit for purpose or have been deployed straight out of the box with no configuration whatsoever. This problem is more damaging than most people realize, and that's because there's this naive assumption that because employees have to use these internal systems, usability therefore doesn't matter. And it absolutely does. A clunky system will kill productivity, frustrate employees, and even lead to workarounds that ultimately undermine things like security and consistency. And yes, I have seen plenty of organizations where staff have actively sought alternatives just to avoid the headache of using the official tools. You see, there's a big difference between a product having the right features and a product being usable. Take, for example, Microsoft Office or Adobe Photoshop. Both are feature rich, but they've got a pretty steep learning curve as a result. If we don't rethink software procurement with usability in mind, we'll keep investing in systems that ultimately hinder rather than help. I was recently speaking with Sarah Zammer from Oxford University, and she introduced me to the term user-focused procurement. The idea is simple but powerful. Instead of being dazzled by flashy demos from sales teams, organizations should demand a clean install of the software and test it with real users before committing to a purchase. That way they can truly gauge how intuitive it is without the carefully crafted experience that vendors want you to see. But I think we can go even further. Before even looking at available products, organizations should run a prototyping phase, a process where they map out their ideal user experience and what it should look like, and then they can evaluate what the market has to offer. No system will match the vision perfectly, but at least this approach makes those compromises explicit and obvious. It also serves as a clear functional specification for vendors, allowing teams to see whether the tools that they can offer can in fact be configured to deliver what is actually needed. And this isn't just some wishy-washy, woolly, will no one care for the users statement. This is about solid business practice. Before investing in a platform, it's essential to assess the risks associated with it, and one of the biggest risks is user failure. If employees struggle to adopt the system or ultimately just go and find workarounds, the intended productivity gains simply won't materialize. And even if adoption does occur, the systems may ultimately fail to deliver the efficiencies and improvements that organizations hoped for. Ignoring usability in software procurement is a gamble that organizations can't afford to take. The real measure of success isn't just the list of features, it's whether the tool actually empowers users and drives actual business outcomes.